Yeah. So as I was saying, the first half of the session is dedicated for M1. That is, we will briefly cover the functional overview of the milestone M1. What is milestone M1? What are the steps that needs to be covered under M1? And then in detail, we will also cover what are the APIs which you need for integrating and becoming M1 compliant. And the APIs discussed would be workflow wise. And coming to some basic meeting etiquettes, request you to please keep yourself on mute all the time, and may you unmute yourself when you want to speak. And please use a raise your hand feature when wanting to ask a query. And please do mention your name along with the entity you represent on the chat, so that we are able to easily track, and we can track the queries also. And in case it is not responded, we will positively send you an email with the query resolution and or clarification, whatever be the case. Also, please note that we are recording the session, and the recording for the session will be available and will be uploaded on the ABDM Sandbox webpage. In case you have any queries during the session, please do keep a note of it, and then we will take all your queries at the end of the session during the Q&A answers session. I think now we can begin with the session M1. So Priyank, you may begin. I'm going to share my screen. So do let me know if you're able to view the screen or not.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, it's visible. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. It is visible now. Please switch into that presentation mode.
Yeah, your screen is visible.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. This is Priyank. I'm working as a project coordinator in NHA, and I'm looking after all the IBDM integration for private entities. I can welcome you all in this session, which is all about milestone 1 of IBDM integration process. We have divided the session into three categories basically. I will be giving you walkthrough of functional testing of M1. Then guiding through the APIs will be taken by my colleagues Adit, and through the Postman collection will be taken by Suraj. Now, last part of the session will be dedicated to your queries, challenges, integration, and everything. So, next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. Now, before moving detailing of the milestone 1, let's discuss quickly on key design principles of ABBA. And yes, starting with some design principles of ABBA. ABBA is a uniquely assigned 14-digit number which will act as a digital public good for citizens. This digital public good created will act as a base of interoperability in ABDM ecosystem. ABBA creation, health records, linking with ABBA is all on voluntary basis, and every exchange is purely on authentication consent based. That is, any healthcare facility, lab diagnostic centers, citizens, means even those with limited connectivity and no digital literacy even can participate into this voluntary basis, opt-in, opt-out. Now, ABBA is very easy to create with just some basic demographic details, requirements like name, gender, DOB, mobile. All you need is an ID. ID means Aadhaar and now DL, driving license, which I will explain a little more in my next slides. Next slide, please. Yeah. So, ABBA means Ayushman Bharat Digital Health. IBDM means Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, and in ABBA means Ayushman Bharat Health Account. So, as mentioned before, user will be able to create their ABBA using Aadhaar and other ID document like driving license, Aadhaar, biometric. For ABBA creation, like via driving license, the generation of ABBA will be completed only after manual verification of the user in assistant mode. Now, similarly, as you can see over here, there is a sample of Aadhaar card in which there is a 14-digit random number, which is a unique number, is mentioned over here, along with Aadhaar address. Aadhaar address means name@ABDM, which you are seeing into that screen. Name@ABDM. This is Aadhaar address. What is Aadhaar address? Aadhaar address means it is Aadhaar address is easy to remember, and it is user generated, available in the format of this name@ABDM. ABDM again, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. I'm requesting you all, please keep mute yourself.
Guys, please mute yourselves. Yeah. Basic professional courtesy. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, moving towards Aadhaar address. Aadhaar address is critical for our health record sharing. A user should have at least one PHR address to enable data sharing. Now, this is like your email ID. As you can see over here, name@ABDM. So this is like your email ID. You link your health records with ABDM Aadhaar address. Example, if you are getting treated for, say, orthopedic, neurology, ophthalmology related, and you would like to keep the medical records for each of these treatments separate, then you can have two Aadhaar addresses created. Aadhaar will be linked with at least one Aadhaar address at a time. In case a user has multiple Aadhaar addresses linked with Aadhaar, the user must set a preferred or default Aadhaar address. Just like you can say that the UPI thing, there you can see over there multiple accounts will be created, and then you can create a default account. On the similar pattern, we are using these things. Now, next slide, please. Thank you. In this user journey, there are two aspects covered. First is registration or enrollment. Second is profile management. I start with registration or enrollment process. We can create Aadhaar in two modes. First is self mode, in which we can create Aadhaar via Aadhaar OTP. This is very simple process. It will create hardly 3 to 4 minutes, and you just need to do the eKYC and enter Aadhaar address and submit that. You will get your Aadhaar number along with Aadhaar address. Open API is involved. Will be discussed in detail later in the session. Second is assistant mode, in which in these assistant modes we can create Aadhaar via driving license and PAN. Even PAN it's still in the process, and via Aadhaar biometric as well. So in assistant mode, in the process, you need to enter the details as it mentioned, or the driving license, and after the process you will get an enrollment number. Then you need to visit any ABDM facility. They will verify the details. Post verification, Aadhaar number along with the Aadhaar address will be generated there. Now, as per the data available, almost 90% of the Indian citizens have Aadhaar card. That is why in current scenario, we recommend to create Aadhaar via Aadhaar only. Now, come to that second part of this user journey, that is profile management. In this section, you will be able to delete your Aadhaar account. You can deactivate or reactivate your Aadhaar account. And if you want to modify details like mobile, email, re-KYC, etc., you can do that by visiting profile sections of Aadhaar after login into your account. Next slide, please. Thank you. Now, comes to that next section, which is ABDM integration milestones. In this section, we will discuss about integration milestones. What are these milestones? In ABDM integration process, there are 3 milestones in this integration process. That is milestone 1, milestone 2, and milestone 3, as you can see in this slide. We simply call them create, link, and share. According to milestone 1, we create Aadhaar, capture Aadhaar, and verify Aadhaar. For example, there are some use cases as well to get more details what is M1 and what is create part. So in this scenario, registration of the patient using QR code at facility registration desk will help expedite the process, reduce wait time for patients as well as the provider. Now, second use case will be like a patient, say Rani Devi, has records generated at RCH, other government hospitals, and a few private hospitals. If she has all the health records generated in these facilities linked with their ABA, then a health worker will be able to access her records with her consent. Without consent, they will not be able to access all those records. As on date, we have 27 plus crores, more than 27 crores ABAs created in current scenario. We have a public dashboard as well, which gives these.
What needs to be done, let us do that and add one more container. So then the 5 days for next week.
Please keep yourself mute.
Sir.
Please mute yourself.
Sachit ji,
Thank
can
you.
you please mute yourself, please?
Thank you. Yeah. So I was talking about the dashboard. So we have a public dashboard in which by visiting you will get all the statistics at real time. How many ABA generated, how many links are there, and the link of the website is dashboard.abdm.gov.in. By visiting on this site, you will be able to get all the real time statistics of ABDM. Okay. Now comes to that milestone 2. In milestone 2, there is a concept of HIP, that is Health Information Provider, who provides all the medical records of the patient through patient's PHR app. Similarly, for example, we can say that patient's medical records will be stored in a single app that is that we call PHR app, Patient Health Record App or Personal Health Record App. So every medical information is stored into that app. Now, to milestone 3. In milestone 3, there is a concept of HIU. HIU means Health Information User. There is a who wants to check patients' longitudinal records by raising consent over patient's PHR app. For this example, I can explain. Use case will be like exchanges of health records will help healthcare professionals provide with better healthcare. Availability of ABA linked longitudinal health records will be beneficial for both patients as well as the healthcare professional. These will be there will be separated sessions for M2 and M3, as Meenakshi told you earlier in the beginning. There will be a separate session for M2 and M3 by next week. So in this session, in those sessions, we will explain all the functionality, API challenges, everything we will explain there. So now this session is all about milestone 1. So next we will cover the APIs required to successfully complete ABDM integration, M1 integration. So therefore, I would like to invite the next speaker to take forward this session. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So I would be telling you about how it would be biometric. So let's move on to the next slide. Okay. So yeah, ABHA can be done through various methods. It can be either through Aadhaar or through other documents. And Aadhaar one is also divided into 3 phases: OTP,
Hello,
biometric, and
Gurpreet. Hello, Gurpreet.
yep.
Gurpreet, can you just hold on, please? And if you can come to the Sangoshti, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Aditya, you can please take over.
Hello everyone. So as Gurpreet was telling all of you about the M1 APIs, M1 APIs are divided into 2 sections. One is the creation flow and one is the verification flow. Uh, so these are the broad user journeys. Uh, in ABA, a user can either create their health ID or verify or log in their health ID. So creation can be done through 2 means. One is Aadhaar and one is through driving license or other ID documents. We are planning to introduce other ID documents like PAN card and passport in the future. Currently, we support driving license. Through Aadhaar, we support 3 modes of authentication. One is OTP, the second one is biometric, and the third one is demographic authentication. Again, verification happens through 2 methods, OTP and biometric. OTP is very simple. This is a one-time password on your phone. Biometric can be a fingerprint authentication, Can you please mute yourself? People who are not speaking, please.
Prasanna ji, can you please put yourself on mute? We see that your speaker cell is again and again going on unmute. Can you please mute yourself? Sorry about that.
Yes. So OTP is a one-time password on the phone that is linked with Aadhaar. Uh, Biometric can be fingerprint-based authentication. We are planning to introduce face authentication also using Aadhaar. Demographic authentication is something that a lot of people has confusion on. Uh, demographic demographic authentication can be done based basis Aadhaar number matching against name, date of birth, and gender. These three parameters. Yeah. Next slide, please.
ठीक है और ये वो जो ठीक है cool.
Unmute yourself, please.
So yes, okay. So any API call or any integration process starts with first calling the sessions API. So we have provided the endpoint for both sandbox and production here. The integrator can first call the session API using the client ID and client secret that we have provided them. When you hit the session API, you will receive an authorization token. This authorization token is necessary to use all the other APIs. Okay, so this is the first step. Please keep in mind. How will you get client ID and client secret? That is through the sandbox exit process. You will have to apply on the sandbox and you will receive these details. In the sandbox, you will have to provide why are you trying to integrate with ABDM, what is your application, some details about your application, and then we will provide you the client ID and client secret. Once you have received the client ID and client secret and you have called the sessions API and received the authorization token, you can start using our APIs. So the first flow that we are discussing here is the creation of Aadhaar using Aadhaar OTP. So you can see these are the 5 APIs. It's a very simple flow. First, you generate OTP using Aadhaar. Then you verify the OTP that you have received. So yeah, your Aadhaar authentication is complete. Then you use the third API here, which is check and generate mobile OTP. I will explain you why we are having the user enter a second mobile number. The second mobile number is for communication purpose. So Aadhaar authentication is used for establishing the identity of the individual so that we can create an Aadhaar. The mobile number is entered for communications at a later stage. So we can communicate the Aadhaar number to the individual. If they have any other communication related to Aadhaar, we can communicate the same to this mobile number. So to enter that mobile number, you have to call the third API, which is check and generate mobile OTP. Now, what this API does is this API allows person to enter the mobile number and then checks if the mobile number is same as the Aadhaar linked mobile number. If the mobile number is same as the Aadhaar linked mobile number, then you can skip the fourth API, which is verify mobile OTP API. Because we have already verified that mobile number through OTP, so there is no need to verify that mobile number again. But if a user gives another mobile number meaning a mobile number that is not linked to our Aadhaar, then an OTP will be received on that mobile number, and the user has to call the fourth API to verify that mobile number. Is that clear? Um, and the fifth API is very simple. You just have to provide your transaction ID and demographic details, and an Aadhaar number is created. So it's a very simple flow. If anyone has any doubts, you can please tell here. Uh, After
Just
this, we will also show the postman collection for the same.
yeah, hi. Just one small doubt. So as we
Yes,
can see that we are getting transaction ID in every response. So for
yes,
example, we have to use transaction ID of request 1 into request 2, and the
yes,
transaction ID of request 2 in request 3, and transaction ID of request 3 in request 4 if we are doing request 4, and request.
right.
So we have to follow that sequence always?
Always, it is the same transaction ID. You will receive the same transaction ID again and again in response.
All
So
right.
you will always have to pass the same in the request body of the next API.
All right. Thank you.
Hello. Hello, I'm
Yes,
Adyasha. So I have this doubt. Can we
yes.
test it using some test Aadhaar numbers for the creation API? Because we're using our own Aadhaar number, right? So we need to like test 2, 3 flows. So each time we have to like delete and create it again. So is there any dummy Aadhaar number or something available for testing purpose?
No, we don't have any dummy Aadhaar numbers. All our integrators are using their Aadhaar numbers and then deleting Aadhaar and then using Aadhaar again. So I would request you to follow the same process.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I do
Hello.
have a question. So if you can go back to the previous screen, I'll just have a question on demographic-based authentication. So is there a way that you can go back to the previous screen? Anybody can?
We will cover demographic authentication in the next slide. If you
Okay.
have any questions pertaining to this flow, then please ask. Otherwise, we'll move ahead.
Okay, sure.
And all these APIs are available in Sandbox also, right?
Yes, all these APIs are available on Sandbox.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sumit here. I have doubt in the third API, like check and generate mobile OTP. So in the
Hanji.
request, do we have to pass the mobile number in encrypted form?
Yes. So I would tell you the difference here. We have two sets of APIs, V1 and V2. Now both sets of APIs can be used. Uh, some partners are using V1 APIs, some partners are using V2 APIs, uh, and some partners are using a combination of both V1 and V2. So that is fine. You can use any of the two APIs. Some functionalities are only available in V2. So you can use a combination of V1 and V2. That some functionalities you can use through V1 and others which are not available in V1 you can use through V2. For V2 APIs, you will have to encrypt all data like mobile number, OTP, Aadhaar, etc. So since the third API here is a V2 API, you will have to pass the mobile number in encrypted format.
Okay. Which is provided by using the public key, right?
Right,
Which I have to generate by using cert API /cert API.
right,
Right. So
right.
actually, in next flow, like a registration via mobile number, I have
Uh,
doubt. So in next slide, I will ask that.
Also, I have a
registration via
question.
mobile number.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do have a
Hello.
question. So let's say this is for the registration with Aadhaar OTP for the first time, right? So now for the
Uh,
second time, a patient comes in and shows up your like Aadhaar number or something like that, right? So at that point in time, right? So do we follow the first three steps or only do we follow the second and third step? I mean, for the second visit. Always there
all
will be verification and validations at any point in time. A patient comes to desk and shows up the ABA number, right? Or will there be or will there not be?
So that would be a verification flow, which we have covered in the next slide. As I explained in the slide above this, there are two flows, right? Creation and verification. So the second step would fall under verification. You don't have to call the creation APIs.
Okay, okay, got it.
Okay, I have some doubt. Like in the third API, you have used V2 check and generate mobile OTP. There is one V1 API also generate mobile OTP. Shouldn't we use that, or we should use only check and generate?
So as I explained before, you can use either of them. Uh, but
Okay.
but V2 API check and generate gives you an additional functionality which allows you to skip mobile OTP.
Okay. Okay.
What I'm trying to explain is that if you use the V1 generate mobile OTP API, you will mandatorily have to verify that using the fourth verify OTP API. Okay.
Okay.
But but if you use this V2 API, then this V2 API gives you an additional yes or no response, which tells you if the mobile number is linked with Aadhaar or not linked with Aadhaar. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
If the mobile number is linked with Aadhaar, then you can skip the mobile OTP. So that saves you a step, and if and your customers also are saved one additional OTP step. So
Okay.
it's a user convenience, right?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
In,
Yeah.
in these 4 steps that we have, we are going to use only one mobile number. Are we going to use multiple mobile number? No, right? We're going to use only one mobile number, and we are going to check whether it's associated with the Aadhaar board or not. That's my understanding. Is that right?
Uh,
Or
can you please explain what do you mean by one mobile number?
because you said like additional second mobile number at some point in time during your presentation, which confuses me a bit. So are we asking with the patient, do you have a second mobile number? Or I mean, the third step is something that where you said that it will give an option to record a second mobile number. So that's confused. I mean, second means in my context, we are asking an alternate mobile number from the patient.
Okay, so I'll give you a simple example. So I go to I try to use these APIs. I try to create my Aadhaar. So in the first step, I give my Aadhaar number. Then I receive an OTP on my Aadhaar registered mobile number, right? In the second step, I use that OTP and verify my Aadhaar. Okay. Now, in the third step, and I give an alternate mobile number.
No,
Okay.
okay.
This mobile number is for communication purposes. So you can think of it like that. My Aadhaar is linked to my father's mobile number. So, but I want to communicate using my personal mobile number. So in the third step, I will give my personal mobile number. Okay.
Got it. Now, if
Got
they
it?
don't have their own Aadhaar-based number, as you correctly cited in the example, that it could be
Huh.
their fathers or mothers. So if they
Yeah.
could have forgotten that, or if they could have misplaced, or if they have only one mobile number, and that is not
May
Aadhaar-based
I add,
mobile number.
may I add
So
here something, sir?
what would
Actually,
be
what?
the approach
Yes, sir.
we would have to
Yes.
take it?
So may I add here a point? Actually, the reason why, see, when we give, when you enter your Aadhaar, you do not actually enter your Aadhaar mobile, right? What you enter is your Aadhaar, and then that API sends the information to UIDI, that is the Aadhaar server, and from there we receive some response, right? In that response, we do not receive the Aadhaar linked mobile number. We just have the last 4 digits, right? But ABDM does need to have the user's mobile number where the communication can be sent, right? That is the
Correct.
reason why we ask you to enter the secondary mobile number. So that secondary mobile number can also be the mobile number which is linked to Aadhaar. It not necessarily has to be a mobile number which is other than Aadhaar link, right?
So in other sense, the second step is important means, let's say I keep the phone or it's with someone, right? The phone at the time of another registration is one of my relative. I keep the phone is with the relative. Can I skip the second step and go to the third step is what my
No, you
question
cannot
is.
skip, because ABDM, where will ABDM send the communication? We need to be, see, UIDI does not share any other details except for the simple demographic details with us, right?
Correct. Yes.
But we do need a mobile connect number for you for connect number of the patient in order to send communications SMS via SMS that your ABA has been created. For security purposes, we need to have a number for communication, as Aditya mentioned. So that is why this step is very important, and you need to have a mobile number, irrespective of the fact whether it's a second mobile number or the Aadhaar linked mobile number. That is totally up to you. I hope this
Okay,
clears your.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I do not have second, but I do have an alternate mobile number. So I should be able to
Yes,
go
please.
through the process, right?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
But that's what, if it's step 2 is a mandatory or not?
Yes, it is mandatory.
Then that means I should also have that phone. Let's say I've given my dad's phone number. Okay,
You
so
should have the phone number, the device with you when the number which you are sharing, because that is where the OTP will be received. It's like you do your banking transactions. When you do banking transactions, you need to have your same device with you, right? It's just the same thing.
Oh, okay. So that means I should either have it, or either I should be able to communicate, right? From my third step, the alternate mobile number, I should be able to communicate to the step 2, the other base phone number, or to call into and verify the OTP.
Yes, please. If you have a next question, otherwise we would like to move to the next slide, please.
Hey, hi. I have just small question. What's the base URL of this API? Is it till gateway or till v.0.5?
So base URL for Sandbox is healthidspx.abdm.gov.in. For production, it is healthid.abdm.gov.in. You can find the base URL in our Swagger documentation or the Postman collection. So we will.
Okay. Because I was thinking that you for session you have given dev.abdm and live.abdm for session URLs, right?
Yes.
So the base URL of APIs and sessions are different, right?
They are different.
Fair enough. Okay, thank you.
I have one small question.
I have for me one small question. I have implemented this all API, okay, but with Health ID SBX base URL, it's working in our local host system, but when we are moving to the server, so it's saying could not connect like that.
I think this is a technical issue we can discuss later. If you have some understanding issue, we can take it up in this.
I have posted in dev forms also, but I did not get any reply.
Okay, we'll get back to you.
Aditya, I have a hello.
If you can please share your dev forum link or your name and email ID or on the chat, sir, we will definitely get back to you. Please do post it on the chat, the dev forum link.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I have got a question. I'm calling from Bangalore. See, we are issuing health ID according to the ABDM specification, but Karnataka government is also issuing a separate card where there is no PHR address. So do you know which is the best method to issue the card?
Can you repeat your question, please?
See, normally when we issue a health ID, there is a health ID as well as a PHR address that goes with it. Whereas Karnataka government is issuing a card which has only a health ID and the insurance amount for a BPL card holder, but there is no PHR address. So which is the right methodology, the Karnataka way or the central government way?
PMJ card, that's PMJ card.
Yeah, I think there is a difference here. Maybe the Karnataka government is issuing the PMJY card and then creating an associated Aadhaar number. They are not creating Aadhaar number directly. So there is no correct or wrong methodology here. There are two separate programs. PMJY is for insurance and ABDM is for digital health records. As Priyank explained before, for digitization of health records, Aadhaar address is mandatory. So an Aadhaar number along with
Yeah, I can understand the PMJY portion of it, but the PHR address is not coming on the card. Is that important or not important?
That is important. We can take this up with the government, with the integrator directly and solve that issue.
Yeah, can you please do that? Because there is a parallel process that's happening. So we want to make sure that there is one unified process.
Definitely. Okay.
I have one more doubt. Like, we can create multiple Aadhaar address using the single Aadhaar card, or for per Aadhaar card only one address we'll be able to create number.
So one Aadhaar card, one Aadhaar number. So okay, I will explain it through a simple analogy. So Aadhaar number is like your bank account. Okay. With the same bank account, you can have multiple UPI IDs, right?
Yes.
So suppose I have a bank account, I can have Aditya at the rate ICICI, Aditya at the rate SBI, multiple UPI IDs, right? For
Yes. Yes.
transactions. So think of Aadhaar number as your bank account, which is a number, 14-digit number, and my Aadhaar address as my UPI ID. So Aditya at the rate ABDM, Aditya Bansal at the rate ABDM. I can have multiple Aadhaar addresses with the same Aadhaar number, but only one Aadhaar number linked to my Aadhaar. Okay, so that one
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
address is many to one.
Hello, I have a question.
Okay, this is the last question we'll have on the previous slide, and then Gurpreet will take up biometric. So please.
Excuse me, like one question, follow-up question regarding that. But as far as the ABDM website is concerned, we can create multiple health IDs, right, for a single person?
No, that is not possible. Have you encountered that issue at any point?
No, practically we are not yet, but based on the text given in the ABDM website, a citizen can register multiple health IDs, at least for now.
So that is not encouraged and that is not possible.
Of course, it's not encouraged, but it's not encouraged, might be, but there is no restriction as well, as far as I can remember.
No, so if you use Aadhaar, you can only create one Aadhaar number. If you again try to create Aadhaar using Aadhaar, you will get back the same Aadhaar number. So you cannot create multiple Aadhaar numbers.
So by using some other mode, I can create one more health ID for the same person, not the Aadhaar card.
By using driving license, there is a possibility that you can create another Aadhaar number, to create that Aadhaar number or to activate that Aadhaar number, a physical KYC is necessary. So we do a duplication at the physical checkpoint.
Okay, I'll check it out. But as far as there is no specific mention on the website saying for one Aadhaar card, only one health ID can be registered. Yeah. Okay,
But
that I'll check it out.
Okay, we'll add that in the, if it is not clear, if it is not as explicit as you are mentioning, we will add that in the website.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, thank you for the feedback.
Hello.
Would you like?
Shall we take the
Hello?
postman collection?
I have a question regarding this client ID and client secret. Can I ask?
Can we take? We will take up the question answers later on also. We have a slide for Q&A and FAQs, so we will take the rest of the questions.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So first, Gurpreet will show the biometric flow, and then we will show the postman collection for both the flows shown. Okay. Yeah, Gurpreet.
So yeah, hello all. So now I would be.
You're on mute, Gurupreet ji.
Yeah, so now I would be discussing that since there are times that many persons do not have their mobile number linked. So for that, biometric is the method that can be used, which can be very handy in creating the Aadhaar number. That for that we require a Aadhaar registered device, and which will capture a PID and which would be passed in the API, and then it will generate the respective Aadhaar number. So there are some. This presents the list of the APIs. First, we'll use the V1 registration Aadhaar verify bio. It will contain the PID number, the Aadhaar number, and the PID. and the biotype would be FMR plus FIR, and then a TXN ID would be generated in response. The next two steps would, as Aditya suggested, that it is just to communicate through the mobile number. So these are those steps only to verify your mobile number. Then the third step will be while pre-verified, it will create the Abha address and the Abha number when we'll part the X token in response. Okay. Any question?
So, hi, I have a small question.
Yep.
So, I just want to know the exact difference between this V1 and V2 API integration. What means I could not understand it very clearly actually.
Okay.
If you could.
Yeah, hi. So I explained the difference in the previous slide, and we will also be covering this in the next slide. Uh, Can you, like, if there are any questions relating to the biometric flow, we can have them here, and we will cover the V1, V2 difference in the next slide.
So yeah, I think so. One of the person is having a doubt that what is a PID? It is a person ID, which will have all the information of the thumb impression, your machine ID, and what all Aadhaar number. So that would be encoded in the base 64 format. So that collective information would be generated in the PID, person ID. Okay. Anything else?
Okay, so just covering some points here. To generate the PID, there is a code which triggers the RD device. NHA ABDM has that reference code, and we are happy to share that code if any integrator wants the same. Okay, and you trigger that RD device, you will get the PID as a response, and using that PID, you call the first API, verify bio. Okay, as Gurpreet was explaining. Please read the text also, which is written above the table. If there is any confusion, we can relating to biometric, we can address that.
Hello, Aditya.
Yes,
sir. Sagar here. So we have
Yeah,
raised
hi.
some queries on a dev forum regarding we are not able to connect in our server because we have implemented the M1 flow in a on our dev environment, and the other few IPs are we're not getting a callback URL response. So in a chat, I have shared the link also. If you could just see and help us what exactly we need to do to get response to our server.
Okay, Sagar. So we will look into it. And we will address this in a one-to-one call with you. If you have any understanding related issue or any biometric API related issue, then you can please ask here.
Hello, I have one question. Yeah. Can we use one mobile number for creating multiple Aadhaar ID?
Yes. So using one mobile number, you can create up to 6 Aadhaar IDs.
In one day, yeah.
Overall. So this has been kept in consonance with Coven. In Coven, you can create up to 6 registrations using one mobile number, which is an average family size consideration. So in Abha also, you can have up to 6 Abha numbers connected to one mobile number.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi. What's the actual purpose of having multiple? What's the intention behind it? What kind of use cases might be there for creating multiple Ava numbers?
So this is for bottom of the pyramid families, families where every individual won't have a mobile number, right? So suppose in my family, only my father has a mobile number, and we are a family of 6 people. So using that same mobile number, we can have 6 Aadhaar numbers created for the 6 individuals.
Fair enough. Okay, thank you. So the third API, the third REST API will be there, right? Will be used for the same.
So that's so first you will each of the family members would verify their bio, verify their
Correct.
Aadhaar that is,
Correct.
and then in the second API we will give our father's mobile number
Yeah, fair enough.
for communication because that is the only mobile number we have. And
Got
in
it.
the third API we'll verify that mobile.
Got it. But and in the PHR app, so only one mobile we can log into the PHR app using mobile number as well, right? So there we will be getting
Right.
6 profiles of the family members, right?
Yes. Yes.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Aditya, Shiva here. As you mentioned in the first slide, we have a provision for generating, it will auto-generate OTP by using Aadhaar, right? There is no provision in this flow, bio flow. We have to enter manually
Uh,
mobile numbers in second step.
I think is Suraj on the call? Suraj or Sai? Yes.
Aditya is done.
Yeah. Suraj, can we use check and generate mobile OTP call after verify bio?
Verify bio after. I'm not sure. I'm not sure right now, so we'll notify later. Just let me check in code.
Okay. So we will confirm this, but as per our previous discussion, this is possible, but we will confirm this.
Yeah, actually, why I'm asking is in the first step itself, we are entering Aadhaar, right? So from there, we can get OTP directly, or else
Yeah. Yeah.
we can use second flow.
Okay, verify bio and just bio. I mean that Aadhaar that generate by using the Aadhaar OTP.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm just asking. You are using bio, verify bio, else generate OTP using Aadhaar number.
Yeah, I'm asking in the first step itself, in bio, verify bio itself, we are entering Aadhaar, right? Aadhaar number also in request.
Yeah, Shiva.
Then, yeah.
Yeah. So check and generate is possible.
Okay.
We will publish that also in the sandbox. Okay, that is
Okay.
possible.
Hello, I have question. We are creating Aadhaar in a production APIs, but we are getting Abha ID is null. That is our query. Also, resume dev forum.
Okay. So this is a bug that we are facing. It is you are getting the PHR address as null. You are not getting Aadhaar number as null. You will
Yes, yes,
be
yes.
giving an Aadhaar number,
No,
but
no,
maybe
no,
the
no.
PHR address is null, right?
Yeah, yes, yes.
So we are fixing that bug. We can come
All
like discuss this one
okay,
on
okay.
one also. Yeah.
Also, please share V2 Swagger API's link. Actually, previously we have, but right now that link is not working. So please share
Okay.
V2 API's Swagger.
So the Swagger that we have shared on the sandbox has V1 as well as V2 APIs. So some APIs, so the collection has some APIs of V2 and some APIs of V1. You can use that. Alternatively, for any V1 API, you can just change the change the endpoint to V2, and that will work. So
No,
that
actually,
that
the
collection is
check
comprehensive.
and check. Yeah, but check and the third one APIs in earlier slide that check
Mhm.
and verify mobile OTP that is not available in V1 APIs. That is completely
That is,
new API in that is available only in V2 APIs.
but that we have already given that in the sandbox. Just look at the sandbox. The
Okay,
sandbox current
okay, yeah.
Swagger documentation in the sandbox is a comprehensive list of V1 plus V2 APIs. So all the APIs that you need are mentioned there. So V2 check and generate is also mentioned there.
Yes, yes. Thanks.
Hello.
Yes. Huh.
When I was implementing the APIs for the V1 and V2, I was getting some errors. Means I was not getting the response. So what to do in that case?
You can reach out to your point of contact at ABTM, or you can raise this in dev forum, and we will address this one.
Hello.
Yeah, actually, I have a doubt. Like, can I create a multiple health ID by mobile number which is linked with Aadhaar, or I can create with alternate mobile number?
The question is not clear. One Aadhaar number,
Means like,
only
can I create a multiple health ID mobile number which is linked with Aadhaar, or I can create alternate mobile number like we are using the alternate mobile number and verifying mobile number. So
one
if I
Aadhaar
want,
number. It's very simple. One Aadhaar number, one health ID. One Aadhaar number, only one health ID can be created.
okay,
It's
okay,
as simple as that. Okay.
okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Hanji.
Is biometric mandatory for the Aadhaar this health ID creation, or is it enough for OTP to create a health ID?
It's not mandatory, but we would suggest that you should implement it as it is a convenient way of generating Aadhaar ID without getting the OTP. Because there are many a times that OTP doesn't reach the mobile number. So it would be a convenient way that using the thumb impression of a patient and then generating the Aadhaar number.
Okay, so means these are the alternates. Like if we don't want to get into the OTP like thing, then we have to implement.
Yes,
We can implement biometric,
yes, you can use that.
and both the ways are equally same, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay, thank you.
See, you told me a mobile number can be used to create 5 to 6 ABA number depending upon the household size for the bottom of the pyramids, right? So now, is going to be the Aadhaar based mobile number, or is that going to be an alternate mobile number? I
So
mean, what?
a correction in the language that you used. A mobile number is not used to create Aadhaar number. An Aadhaar is used to create an Aadhaar number, and then we link a mobile number to that Aadhaar number for communication purpose. Okay.
Okay.
So that mobile number, which is used for communication purpose, can be any mobile number. It may be Aadhaar linked, non-Aadhaar linked, any mobile number.
So now which number will be used to, like, let's say a household of 4, right? Father has only one mobile number, but it has to cover and they have to get 4 ABA number for that. So which, whether his Aadhaar number will be used or his mobile number will be used?
No, so you are getting confused. A family of 4. Let's take a simple example again. Father, mother, son, and daughter. Okay,
Yes.
Family of 4. Each of them would have their own Aadhaar numbers, Aadhaar card.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Absolutely.
So 4 Aadhaar cards would be used to create 4 Aadhaar numbers. Okay, because Aadhaar card to Aadhaar number is a 1-to-1 mapping. Okay, so 4 Aadhaar cards, 4 Aadhaar numbers, but to each of these 4 Aadhaar numbers, the father's mobile number will be linked for communication purpose because the family has only one mobile number.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's take a top of the pyramid family now, where father has a different mobile number, mother has a different mobile number, and son and daughter have one shared mobile number. Okay.
Yeah.
So there are 3 mobile numbers in the family. Okay. So again, same 4 Aadhaar cards would be translated to 4 Aadhaar numbers. The father's Aadhaar number would be linked to the father's mobile number. Mother's Aadhaar number would be linked to the mother's mobile number. And son's Aadhaar number and daughter's Aadhaar number would be linked to the same mobile number because they have only one mobile number, shared mobile. Okay. Does this clarify?
Yes. Yes. Thanks.
Yes.
If we using a same ABHA ID, so same Aadhaar number, we are getting a ABHA ID which is already registered in with respect to our Aadhaar number. So is it a fine approach? Is it expected?
So it is a deduplication that happens. So you cannot create a second Aadhaar number using the same Aadhaar number.
Okay, yeah, that is fine then.
Yeah. There is a doubt in the chat if the Aadhaar number is not linked to any mobile number, the person won't be able to receive OTP and hence won't be able to generate Aadhaar number. This is not true because you can also use biometric.
Okay, biometric is alternative. Okay, thanks.
Any other doubt?
I am Dhananjay. In fourth API, what is demo in request column?
Yes. So demo means demographic information. Demographic information means name, date of birth, and gender. So you can see the request body in our Swagger documentation and in the Postman collection, and you will understand what we mean by demo here. It is the basic demographic information.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we will move on to the last alternate.
Sir, what is the meaning of
creation.
tag? What is the use of tags in the other? What is the use of tags?
Where do you see that?
Tags in registration and all those things in the bio. We are getting those things.
TXN ID. Do you?
TAGS.
Tags. Okay, tags. That is a earlier construct. You don't need to use that.
Okay. And what is the restriction parameter, sir?
Restriction parameter again. I don't think like we can show you in the Postman collection. It does not make any difference.
Okay. Because that has been written in create health ID with Aadhaar OTP. In that it has been we need to post that respect to restrictions parameter as well.
Okay, we will show you in the Postman collection.
Okay,
now.
okay, we can discuss that.
Yeah.
Sir, also I have one final question. Let's say we take the same family of four, right? Two of whom has an Aadhaar number. Like all four members will have an Aadhaar number, but one person has a mobile number, so they try to register it, right? But then it will be registered at a time. Father would have come for treatment, right? Not the child, not the mother. So only father gets the Aadhaar number, not other three. Is that right? Or at a stretch that we will give the Aadhaar numbers for all members of the family household, regardless of who comes first for the treatment.
No, so first point, it is not necessary that Aadhaar number is generated during treatment. Okay. Second point, to create Aadhaar number, a consent is required. So the person needs to provide their consent for Aadhaar number creation. Okay.
Okay. And then in the same case, like they say, first father and mother may may have chosen to get the Aadhaar number through Aadhaar, and sons and daughter would have chosen another alternate way, such as driving license, to get the Aadhaar number, right? So now, how would this will map exactly to avoid a duplication in future? Like they may come in future and they may show the Aadhaar card, and maybe other based Aadhaar number. There are no other based Aadhaar number for the sons and daughters. But then how system will know that they do have it, but they do have signed up through driving license, and because of that they got the Aadhaar number. So how would the system will know that there should not be no duplications as far as myself is concerned? Plus, yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, that is a very valid concern here. And someone also asked this earlier that technically it is possible to have multiple Aadhaar numbers, one through Aadhaar and one through DL. So we are working on a backend logic to do that deduplication, but currently that deduplication is done during the physical verification. So if the son or the daughter wants to create their Aadhaar numbers using driving license, to complete that process, a physical KYC is done. At the time of physical KYC, we manually check if they have a previous Aadhaar number or not.
Okay.
Is there any way to edit Abha ID with creating Aadhaar number after creation?
So you can log into the Ava portal and you can edit your mobile number, you can edit your email ID, you can also perform a re-KYC. So suppose your yeah.
Abha ID, can we edit Abha ID also as well?
Abha ID as in you want to change the number?
No, Abha ID. Just for example, Rahul SBX, Rahul at that SBX. I want to change to Rahul, my surname, to as at that SBX. So can we edit? That's my question.
So you can create a new Abha address and link it to your Abha number. That is possible.
Okay.
Okay. Let us move on to the last method, and then we will show the postman collection. Meenakshi, can you show the next slide, please?
Sir, sorry, actually, I have one small question. This will be okay. I won't take much. Can you go to the previous slide if possible? Okay, fine. You were saying that after that, in the third point, okay. So once that Aadhaar number is getting entered and once the OTP is verified, yeah, via registration Aadhaar verify OTP. Okay, this may not be mandatory in some case. In which case it's not mandatory. That's what you said in third or fourth one. I could not recollect actually.
Can you repeat? Your question was not clear.
Yeah. Yes. This V1 registration Aadhaar verify mobile OTP is there, right? So first OTP will come to the mobile number and then the OTP will be verified. So you were saying something that third step, it may not be mandatory in some case.
Okay. So
yeah.
So you instead of the second API generate mobile OTP, you can use check and generate mobile OTP, which we have shown in the previous slide. Okay.
Check and generate mobile OTP. Okay.
Yes. So when you use that API, you will receive a yes or no response. Yes would mean that the mobile number that you have entered is linked to Aadhaar.
Okay.
No would mean that the mobile number that you have entered is not linked to Aadhaar. Okay. So if you receive no, that means that you have to verify that mobile number because that is a new mobile number in the system. Okay.
Okay, then in that case, we have to enter another mobile number which is registered with Aadhaar.
You have already entered. You have already entered that mobile number. We are giving yes or no basis that mobile number.
Correct.
Okay, so if you receive no, then you have to validate that mobile number using OTP. If you have received yes, then there is no need to validate that mobile number. You can proceed with health ID creation directly.
Without the OTP generation.
Yes.
Hello, Aditya.
Okay, fine.
Hello, Aditya. Sumit here.
Bataiye.
Yeah, is there any provision to register ABA address with the help of mobile number only?
ABA address can be registered with the help of mobile number only. ABA number cannot be registered with the help of mobile. For ABA number, you have to have a KYC like Aadhaar or driving license.
Okay, because in previous Swagger, I found the flow for the registration with mobile number and email address. So whenever I'm going to create the generate the OTP for the registration with mobile number, so they are saying that please send the encrypted data, and as I've used encryption in the verify OTP with login with mobile number, so it is working perfectly fine. But it is giving me error like registration with mobile number, mobile input value is invalid and encryption is wrong, something like that.
We can discuss this one-on-one. Please reach out to your point of contact. We can look at it there. I will move on to the demographic authentication here, and we will then quickly move on to the Swagger Postman collection. So demographic authentication is only open currently to benefit programs. Now, what is benefit program? Benefit programs are government programs and government HMI solutions. So this is not applicable currently to any private integrators. Uh, so this is only applicable to government partners like ministries, state governments, government programs like Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, etc. Uh, so this is a very simple flow where uh, you there are only two APIs here. First API creates health ID, and the second API creates Abha address or PHR address. In the first API, the integrator or the user has to pass the Aadhaar number and three demographic information, that is name, date of birth, and gender. We do a match against these and provide a yes or no response. So yes would create an Aadhaar number, and a no is a failure. Okay. In the very same API, you can also provide profile details like state, district, etc. And these details are updated against the Aadhaar profile. Now, a couple of concerns here that why is it only open to benefit programs? Uh, so it is only open to benefit programs because benefit programs work in areas of low network connectivity where OTP or biometric might not work. That is why this is only open to government partners here. Any doubts on this? Okay.
So it doesn't restrict any private players, right?
So private players cannot use this at the moment.
Can you repeat the parameters again? What are the three parameters you mentioned? This is Dr. Pramodia.
Name, date of birth, and gender.
So in case date of birth is not known, as it is quite common in rural areas, what are the alternatives?
No, sir, you must know the date of birth to perform this authentication.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions from
So
government programs specifically on this one?
When a private player is using this API, what will be the response? Any access restrictions will be there? Like, what is it?
Yes, there is an access restriction. You will get an unauthorized error, 401 error, unauthorized user.
Okay, but I guess this point is also not mentioned in the website, like saying this is only for government institutions like that.
But this API is mentioned only under the integrated programs folder. And we have explicitly said what are integrated benefit programs.
Okay, yeah, we'll check it out. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question. This Abha address, which is generated via these APIs, would it be known to the beneficiary?
Yes, it will be communicated to the beneficiary via SMS.
Okay, what if the beneficiary already has another Abha address? Then, I mean, what is going to be the scope? Is it that the scope of this Abha address is only for these benefit schemes and the other Abha address would be used in, say, creation of health records and all?
No, so the scope is totally up to the user, up to the citizen. The citizen can choose which health records are linked to which Abha address.
Okay, but at a given point of time, can multiple Abha address be active or only one?
Multiple Abha addresses can be active. So that is the construct that I explained earlier. Think of Abha address like your UPI ID. So I have two UPI IDs, Aditya@ICICI, Aditya@SBI. Both are active. And I perform one kind of transactions using my ICICI UPI ID and another kind using my SBI UPI ID. So similarly, if you have two Abha addresses, you can have, suppose, your mental health history in one and some tuberculosis or some benefit health history in the other. So the user has that flexibility to make that distinction.
Okay. And one last question. If the user wants to create a medical history, would it be possible with these two different Aadhaar addresses? Say, both his mental health and this tuberculosis thing should be shown in medical history.
So to create a holistic health history, it is preferred or encouraged to have only one Aadhaar address. So
Oh,
all health records are linked to that Aadhaar address.
okay. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah.
So in this government programs, I think the programs should be first getting registered with the ABDM platform, right?
Right. In the sandbox process, you will have to tell us that you are a government entity. You will have to ask for the demographic API, and you will have to state the reason that you are working in remote areas, low internet connectivity, etc. And then we will allow you access to this API.
Okay. Fine. Got it.
So can we use like address of our choice, or it will create on its own?
In this API, you address would be created on its own.
So do we have a API for creating an address of a choice, or we are not allowed to do so?
We have an API to create for our choice. There is one update profile API that is not mentioned here, but it is there in the sandbox documentation. So there we will enter the after creation of Aadhaar number, we will enter that Aadhaar number, and there we'll add the customized Aadhaar address, and then when it would be passed, so it would return you the whole profile information with the new Aadhaar address.
Okay, okay. So updation of the profile, that's the name, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
I have one question. Can you just help me understand the entire structure? Like we have one ABHA ID, then under ABHA ID we have multiple ABHA addresses, and each address can contain patient medical history, right? Is it the same?
Right.
So why we
Right,
have
right,
created multiple addresses under one ABHA ID? Why not just a single address for one ABHA?
So as I explained before, this is to differentiate health records. I can have a different health provider for my mental health history and a different health provider for my tuberculosis or some other health problem. And I want to sort of differentiate these records between them.
Hello, Aditya.
Hello, sorry, I was speaking on mute.
Yeah.
So we have made this differentiation based on uh, different health histories. Like suppose I have mental health history and separate provider for tuberculosis or some
Okay.
other health problem that I have.
Yeah.
To kind of keep these two records different or in different accounts, we have provision for multiple Aadhaar addresses.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So I think since we have taken a lot of time in we have taken a lot of time in doubts. I'll quickly complete this slide and move on to postman collection. Uh, so we will quickly show the verification flows, not discuss them much, and then move on to postman. Yeah. So this is the verification flow. So if the user already has Aadhaar number, you all the integrators can capture that Aadhaar number in the Authnet API. Then you can confirm that Aadhaar number using mobile OTP or Aadhaar OTP. So 2A or 2B. These are alternate options. And then using the third API, you can fetch the user profile. So account profile, you can fetch or see the whole profile. So as Priyank was explaining a use case for M1, which is faster registration using Aadhaar number. So this is that use case. The user comes to your desk, आपने उनका आधार नंबर लिया, and you validated that Aadhaar number using OTP and you received all their details. So you don't have to manually enter the name, the date of birth, the gender, the address, etc. You get all of those using Aadhaar number directly. Next slide, please. Uh, so we can take this up Yeah, Sai, can you please share your screen?
Sure, sir.
I'm not sure I understand.
My screen is visible, sir.
Yes, it is visible. So, everyone, we would also share this presentation on our website. So you can refer this at any point and reach back to us. We will move on to postman collection now. Okay. Yes, Sai, please continue.
Sir, this is the session token and this is the access token, which is
okay.
Then we move to generate Aadhaar OTP call. So access token is required here and Aadhaar number is there. In response, we receive transaction ID with OTP, mobile Aadhaar OTP. Then we move to verification call. Same transaction ID receive. Then move to check and generate call. This is my link link number, registration number. Mobile.
As you
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, right? So,
as
everyone.
Aditya said in previous call, V2 version 2 API needs encrypted data, right?
Right.
No, mobile field is integer.
So OTP and Aadhaar would be encrypted. Mobile number won't be encrypted.
Then move to next call. Your Aadhaar number has been created. This is my health ID number. And this is my health ID.
Okay. Any doubts, anyone? On the postman?
Yeah. Let me. Hello there. Yeah. After the verify OTP, we can generate the health ID, right?
Yes.
So we have to follow the.
Hello. I think you have been muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Yeah, I'm on mute. So health ID, after the verify the OTP, the health ID would be the unique, which we use in our procedure, right?
Right.
Hello.
Right.
Okay, now it's clear. Create health ID with pre-verified. Please continue.
Yeah.
Hello, I have a question here.
Ah.
For the create
create health ID with pre-verified, do we need to give all the details like name and or gender and everything, or it will come from the Aadhaar?
Sai, please answer.
Yeah, it's come from Aadhaar. Actually, you can see
No,
gender
in the
and
parameters you
year
have
of
given
birth.
everything. So in the postman row, so you have given all the parameters like name and everything. So do we need to give that or just want to give the basic information or all the fields to be filled?
Just give the first name and middle name and last name and transaction ID and health ID. That's it. And all
Uh,
fetch
I
from Aadhaar.
just a second. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So the thing is that, see, by calling these API, create health ID with pre-verified, these are non-mandatory fields. Only you want to enter in the request body, that is health ID and transaction ID. These two parameters you need to pass. That's it. And since you are doing Aadhaar eKYC at very first step, so you will get all the details from that API initially, and then by calling this create health ID with pre-verified API, you just need to pass two things, that is health ID and transaction ID, and you will get all the related patient data details in the response section.
We are also
Yes,
passing the password there in the body. So are we creating a password for the
No,
user?
there is no need to pass password as well. You
No,
just
but
need to
then,
pass two things only, that is health ID and transaction ID.
but we can pass the password as well. So on
Yes, you
behalf
can.
of,
You can pass the password. It's up to you.
isn't it like we are giving the HIP the capability to actually exploit? Like why would anybody else create a password for a user? Like a patient, I'm giving the capability to HIP that they can go ahead and create a password for me.
Can that
Yes.
password be edited by edit profile?
Yes, it can be.
So if the health information provider creates the password, the user, for example, my hospital under whatever be the scheme under which I am being registered, if a HIP has created this password for me, I as a user, as an individual user carrying this particular ABBA ID can log into my profile and I can change the password, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question here. Like, we are sending health ID, right? Suppose if that health ID is existing for someone else, then what happens?
The question was not clear. Can you repeat?
Yeah, like for the create health ID with pre-verified, we like to ask us to send like health ID and transaction ID. Suppose Suresh P at something is have sent for the health ID. That same health ID is existing for some other user, then what happens?
The same. Okay, so you won't be allowed to create that.
Oh,
Hello. Yeah, I have.
yeah.
Hello, am I there? Actually, I have a question that whenever we just provide same details initially once, and after that we heard the same request, just change the ABHA ID in the body, just different ABHA number ABHA address we just change, and in the response we just getting the previous one only. How it is?
We can check this one. We'll have to see why this is happening.
Yeah, understood my question.
Can you just repeat the question once again?
Complete payload we just hit once, okay, and we just get the one response. Whatever we just ABHA address we just provide, that we just get on the response. Again we just hit the same body, just change the ABHA address, some other address we just provide, surname and all, we just change on that, and again hit, then just getting the response on the previous one, not the current one.
Yeah, it is just because at very first time your Aadhaar number is already registered with the ABHA address. So that is why second time when you are trying to enter another Aadhaar address, so it is not taking with the same Aadhaar number. Understood?
Okay.
Got my point?
Yes.
You have already
So we-
created. So you have already created earlier your Aadhaar address and Aadhaar number. So that is why it is not taking the newer one. It is showing the older one, which is actually linked with your Aadhaar.
Okay, then actually we're just providing that six option to create the Aadhaar address. So for the particular Aadhaar base, only one we can create. Then fine, understood. For another address, we just need to be change the Aadhaar number. But whenever we just want to be edit, then how can we edit the current one? Then like I have mentioned Ahmad, then I just want to change some other name on that to my Aadhaar address. How can
See,
I edit?
already created Aadhaar address will not be changed in any scenario. You need to create a new one and further link it with Aadhaar. You cannot edit any Aadhaar address which was created earlier. Okay.
Earlier. Okay.
Hey guys,
When
how I can create another Aadhaar address with the same flow? So just now you created your Aadhaar ID and Aadhaar address, right? Now, as you mentioned, like Aadhaar number to Aadhaar address is one-to-many mapping. So in this particular payload, you just created one Aadhaar ID. Now I want to create another Aadhaar ID here. So how do I create it?
There are separate APIs for that. You can refer to our Swagger documentation. Okay. You can using that you can create an independent Aadhaar address and then link it to an existing Aadhaar number. Okay.
All right. And adding one more point to this same payload, as previously mentioned, like you don't need other demographic details in the request payload. So can you remove all those details and just have the transaction ID and one more field and just hit the API and see what's the response coming?
Sai, can you please show that?
Yeah, I have it on the similar lines. So, like you were saying, one Aadhaar number can have multiple Aadhaar address. That's great. But in the API, I am always asking the user to give me an Aadhaar address so that I can attach it to it. Is there a way I can know that the Aadhaar address is already attached to that particular Aadhaar number before calling the create health ID with pre-verified, so that I don't have to ask the user for an Aadhaar address?
But you are creating the health ID for the first time, right?
We don't know, right? A user comes to us, he puts his Aadhaar number, gets an OTP, he puts his mobile number, and we don't know if he has already created an Aadhaar address and an Aadhaar number.
So after creating the health ID or the Aadhaar number, you will get the user profile. In that, you will be able to see what is the Aadhaar address.
No. Think in terms of this API flow. First thing that you're doing is generate Aadhaar OTP, and you're getting a transaction ID. And then you're putting a mobile number, then you're getting a transaction ID and some flag mobile link true or not. The next thing that you're doing is creating an Aadhaar address. At this particular point, you don't know if the user already has an Aadhaar address and Aadhaar number. Right.
For
So
this, you may use search API.
Okay, what does search API do?
So
Hello?
does this mean actually while creating the health ID, you will check it. Generally, you will check whether there is an existing health ID and return the existing health ID instead of creating a new one? Is that happening inside the create health verify?
Yeah. The existing one would be returned instead of a new one.
So even if you are suggesting search API, I still don't understand how can you search without knowing his demographics. The whole point of Aadhaar was not let the user put his demographics. Use the Aadhaar API to get the demographics and create the health ID. So now we are again back to a situation wherein we are User, what you
So
are getting.
can I add something? So when
Yeah.
you do a Aadhaar OTP verification, right, in that particular response, you get health ID number also. So by that, you can come to know whether the health ID was already created for the user before or not.
But when I demonstrated it, I could only see the transaction ID.
No, so if you go to the Aadhaar verify OTP response, can you go back to Aadhaar OTP verify? Yeah, if you see the response, so this is V2, right? So I'm hitting the API V2 registration / Aadhaar verify OTP, and in the response, I'm getting the all. So you are doing it first time, right? That's the reason you got just transaction ID, I believe.
Sir,
No,
it
the
is
API
V1.
is V1. V1. The API is V1. Please correct.
Okay. So if you use V2 API, you will get other demographic details also.
So can we have the right flow demonstrated once?
Can we see that, please? V2 wala.
We have already shown you V1 and we have explained that V1 and V2 are same. So I don't understand why V2 has to be shown again.
Can you open verify OTP, Aadhaar verify OTP? Yeah, in V2. Yeah, and see the response. Scroll up. Oh, so is this the response? Oh, you have not saved the response actually. So if you save the response, you will get the entire demographic of, you know, the Aadhaar address and all everything. If already it's created.
Yeah, now that he has already created with that API, can we try this API out and see the response?
In short, could you repeat the same registration step again?
Sai, please repeat the same with V2 APIs.
Okay, sir. Can you provide me Aadhaar number, another Aadhaar number? So can I repeat the process?
If you want to see your
Use the same Aadhaar number
response,
so that you can know the user has already created Aadhaar ID before or not.
if
Okay,
you want
sure.
to see the previous request, then you can have in the console section of Postman. So then you will have the complete payload of request and responses over there.
This time I'm using V2. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay, this is not my Aadhaar number. First I encrypt.
Hello, Sai.
Yes.
Can you show me the encryption? How you can
Oh, okay, sure, sir. This is the API cert call. In response, public and private key received. So using this public and private key, we can encrypt the plain text to encrypt. Plain.
Can we go one thing at a time, please? First, we will address what has been asked in terms of flow, and then we look at it. Please don't mind. It's just that we should not get sidetracked and Sai should not get frustrated. You know, like one by one chalte hain.
Sure.
या एक्चुअली आदित्य मेरा यही कंसर्न था कि इंक्रिप्शन मतलब आप कैसे कर रहे हो मतलब मेरे को भी सेम इशू आ रहा था तो इसलिए
So Sai is explaining that. Sai, can you?
Encryptions are we using this API cert call, and using this API response is received. This is the response. In this response, we receive public and private key. Using this public and private key, we go to RSA encryption website. This is one, and by enter the public and private key and enter the Aadhaar number. So we can encrypt that Aadhaar number using this.
Sai, is this there in our documentation?
Just to add the correction, we do not use private key actually, correct? Just the public key the integrator should use.
Yes.
Enter public and private key.
No, not the private key, sorry.
Okay, this is the private key. Oh, public key. Yes, yes.
Can we just go back to the flow once? This is a very beautiful, minute description of the encryption part. एक बार flow देख लेते हैं. That gives complete clarity. Finish it off.
Okay, sir. This is the RSA encryption and description. I am providing the link.
Oh, actually.
Change your screen. Change your screen. Sai,
Yeah.
Okay. I understand.
No worries.
Okay, my screen visible.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I'm just share the Postman screen only. Okay, using this link, we can encrypt the Aadhaar number. Enter the public and private key and select the RSA key type is public. So we can encrypt easily.
Is there an SOP for this in our documentation?
Aditya sir?
आदित्य जी, ऐसा कोई स्टैंडर्ड ऑपरेटिंग प्रोसीजर हमने बनाया अपने डॉक्यूमेंटेशन में ताकि we can follow it?
Yes, we have mentioned all of this in the Swagger. सही आप एक बार फिर से दिखा दीजिए स्टार्टिंग से, मतलब अभी आपका स्क्रीन विजिबल है. आप एक आधार पहले you generate that public key using the cert API.
Okay, sure, sir.
So we are showing it again end to end, the encryption method. Okay.
First, we need to hit this API. Then we receive the public and private key. Then we copy this public and private key. Go to this.
This is only the public key. Sai, okay. So everyone, we hit that cert API. We receive a key. Okay. That is the public key. We copy that public key and we come to this website. Okay. The link of this website is provided on our Swagger documentation. You can just visit that website from here. Now, the public key that we have copied, we will paste it here in the enter public/private key section. We will paste that here. Above that, we will write our Aadhaar number. In the RSA key type, we will select the radio button public, and then we will encrypt. Right? Please encrypt.
Okay, sir. Done, sir.
Okay. So this is the encrypted Aadhaar number that we have received. We will copy and use this in the APIs. Is it clear? Any other confusions?
We're just watching the final step. Once it is done, it will be clear. Cool.
I just checked the mobile number and the transaction ID.
Yes. Mobile number is.
Okay. Okay, now we got the transaction ID in hidden mobile number, right? Then OTP verify. Okay.
I think we should get the health ID if it's already created.
No, health ID is not created.
Okay, so this is the first time, right?
This is the Aadhaar details. All
Hang on, you see
Okay.
health ID number. Scroll down. Keep going. Scroll down. You see health ID number, line number
Health
21.
number is
already created, na? That's why.
Okay.
okay.
But you don't get the PHR address here.
So related question, when you make your ABA number the first time, is a default address also created at that time? Because that's what we noticed in some ABA cards, I mean, in some ABDM cards in Kerala.
No, a default is not created through this flow.
I see. We saw some ABDM cards which were created in Kerala, and there we saw that these folks had got the name, and there was a default address also with that card. So maybe we thought we were creating both at the same time.
Maybe that was created using the demographic APIs, demo of API.
Okay.
Okay, then check and generate mobile OTP.
My question still stands. So I'm still not able to understand. We didn't get the PHR address there, which we had linked. After the verify call.
Yeah. So I just complete the flow, and in the last flow, in the last step, you have to give the health ID.
Create the health ID by Aadhaar. Okay. Can you show me how to create a health ID? Yeah, what would be the parameters? Only need a transaction ID, right?
Yes, sir.
Last time we verified. Okay.
Say, can you use the pre-verified call instead of this call?
Okay, sir.
Create a health ID with pre-verified. Okay,
Done,
we
sir.
got
Only
health
mandatory transaction ID is mandatory for this call.
Okay, right.
Go down.
Scroll down.
Health ID number is there.
I can see health ID also, Sai Kumar.
Yeah, just one sec. Where is the health address? Where is the health address?
Line 11.
Line 11.
Line
That is the
11
health.
is the health ID.
Got it. That is the health ID.
Right.
And then you have email, which is unique. Okay. All right.
Not an issue. Relevant information.
Right.
Now the relevance comes as a user. How do I make an alternative email ID or health address? I want to store some confidential records in another health address. So as a user who has an ABDM number, how can I make an alternative address?
Okay, those are separate APIs which are present on the Swagger documentation under the section registration of Aadhaar address by mobile or email APIs. You can refer to those and reach out to your point of contact if you have any confusion regarding this.
Nitya, effectively the front end question would be that if me, Arvind, as an individual, I have an ABA number, I have an ABA profile. If I want to add an email ID to that, can I change it online?
Yeah. Email ID, mobile number, all of them are editable. You can change.
So I just have to log in and change. Khatam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, hi. You just mentioned that if any concern is there, you can just reach out to your concerned person, right?
Yeah.
So does this concerned entity or this person is the paid one? Because just like 3 months ago, I came across one company who dropped me an email and was asking like 80,000 rupees for guiding me for this integration. So is this the same company that you are asking me to get touch with, if in case if any lags are there?
No. Let me take this query.
Yeah.
If you have any, if you require any support, any help on the integration process, uh, please reach out to NHA. We have our email IDs shared with you, and that is integration.support@nhA.com. Also, you can raise your queries on grievance portal. This would be done on priority, and also you can now we have a number which is available wherein you can call and raise all your queries. The number is 14477, right? And the only entity which we NHA has impaneled is for the functional testing and for the VASA certification. We have not impaneled any agencies for any support with integration process. However, you are free to look for any support, outside support, to expedite your integration process if you feel so.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Very important.
Is there any charge for getting the certification, or
As of now, NHA does not charge anything, but however, the impaneled NHA impaneled agencies for functional testing and for VASA certification, they might be. I'm not. You need to connect with them.
all right? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, this is Postman
Yeah,
collection
I've
would be very useful for us.
hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I've created one query regarding registration with mobile number. So can I ask now?
Okay, please ask.
Yeah, I'm posting that ticket as well on chat. So on that in this issue, actually I am generating OTP to register with the mobile number. Okay, there I have to share the value of mobile in encrypted form.
Okay.
Yeah, Aditya, have you opened that ticket?
Which ticket can
In chat? In chat, I have shared now. Just 4882.
482 is a debt for employee.
I think we can take the deaf forum quizzes later on, please.
Irenji, did I get your name correctly?
Yes.
Irenji, if you can share your email ID and your connect number, we will reach out to you. We will reach out to you, and I think do you represent Apex?
Yeah, we represent
Yeah.
Apex and
Okay, and this is regarding your IP whitelisting
whitelisting.
issue, isn't?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, I understand. So there should not be any whitelisting issue that has been clarified. I think you need to look at your implementation end also. However, this is already flagged. We will still look at it again. But I think you must look at your infrastructure and your implementation one more time, please.
We had already done that. I mean, I've already shared it, the details as well.
Yes, I saw
But
that on email. Yes.
But the issue is, I mean, the only thing what we think is the endpoint is not configured correctly from the NHA end. So if you can share, I mean, if we can set up a meeting, a 15 minutes quick meeting, if I mean any of your contact, then it would be like a very helpful thing for us, because
we would have this checked again with the infra team, but it's nothing like that. That endpoint configuration is not done correctly on NHS side. There are so many integrators already connecting and getting required responses. However, we'll have this rechecked. It's already there in the infrastructure team queue. We'll have this expedited, and we will revert to you. But I still strongly feel that it might not be issue at NHS side. Having said that, I would repeat again that we will get back to you. We'll have this checked with our infra team and have you replied back, right?
Sure, sure.
Can
Thank
we
you.
just keep track of the time, guys? It's already 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
How much more has to be covered? So let's just keep track of that also.
This is
Thank
all
you.
Yeah,
done
yeah.
here, the postman collection, unless and until you want to have a look at any other flow. Otherwise, we want to just wind it up. And this is the updated postman collection.
here.
However, this
Hi,
postman
Meenakshi,
collection is
Sagar here
also
from
uploaded.
Healthtech.
Can you please keep yourself on mute if you're not talking, please? I request participants to keep yourself on mute, please.
Hello, Aditya and ma'am. Actually, hello.
Hello, can you
What I
check
was
the
saying was
postman?
that this would be this postman collection would be uploaded on Sandbox website under postman collection. Though there is already one postman collection for M1 uploaded, that is not updated one. This updated postman collection, wherein we have segregated APIs V1, V2 wise, and detailed descriptions also given, that would be helpful while implementation. So we would be uploading this on a Sandbox environment today by EOD, please. I think now we can quickly move to next session. Sai, you can stop sharing your screen, please. Thank you so much.
Just one a small stuff that I just figure out from the
Yes.
postman collection that you mentioned. There is an extra parameter grant type that is added.
Yeah.
That Sai has not mentioned while demoing to us, but it is there on the postman collection right
Yeah,
on the website.
that is required. Sometimes that is required here. However, all the privileges and rights were given, but that is required. You can use that. There's no harm having said that.
So means the demo which we got today is not the updated one, is it?
No, it is updated one here already. Sai, can you just confirm that all the privileges you had already done and prepared?
No, because I have taken the screenshot. He has not mentioned grant type for that session.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because he has
Grant type
already.
means that what? Can you tell me the grant type means? I'm not able to understand.
Yeah.
And
I
which
just
API?
downloaded the postman. The session API, the very first API, session API.
Sai, in session API, when we generate the auth token, right? So mention client ID, we mention the secret, and then we write grant type also, right?
No, not require grant type. We only require 2 parameter here as part of body. That's it.
Okay, but the postman collection on the website, it is asking me the grant type.
Prasadji, that is no harm. You can use grant type. That is absolutely not a problem.
But what to put in that grant type, ma'am? What should I put in there?
As a optional, you can mark as a optional.
Okay, I can remove it. Okay, then ask me to remove it. No issue.
1 second. Actually, if you are calling this API, as part of header, you can pass a body request, header of body, and the 2 parameter required, and URL and post collection. That's it.
Okay, fair enough.
Nothing.
Yeah. Hello. I have a quick question here. Like, while creating a Abha number, right? In the response, we are sending one token. What is that token you use?
You are calling which part of API? Can you repeat?
Like while creating our number with pre-verified.
Ava number using what? Aadhaar?
Like while after generating Aadhaar OTP and mobile OTP in this side, after that we'll with pre-verified API will call. In that response, you are sending token. What is that token you?
That I'm into response. You are going to X token.
Jet token.
Jet token basically
not jet token.
X token, right? That X token means once a health ID has been created, you will get the X token as along with all the parameter of user. So you can use X token as part of profile, get the profile, get the QR code, edit the profile data of user, and delete the health ID number, deactivate the health ID, reactivate the health ID. That is the functionality using X token.
Okay, thank you.
Can you tell me what is the use of refresh token and how do I use that?
For now, refresh token, our system, just suppose your access token has been expired, right? So that moment you just call one refresh token. This refresh token, your health ID refresh token. Hello. I'm talking about, you are talking about a health ID refresh token, or a session gateway
Yeah,
refresh.
I mean for every wherever you get the token, there is a refresh token as well, and it has a separate expiration time.
Basically, as part of this session gateway X token, we are not using for now. I don't know, I was not aware about the refresh token here, but as part of Health ID ABA system, the refresh token, once your once your token has an expired, you can send your refresh token. The validity of refresh token is a 24-hour. I mean, more than 15 days, yeah, 20 days.
Okay, so this number is in milliseconds or in seconds? Line number 3
That's
and 4.
millisecond. That's data, the expiration date of days only.
No. What is the expiration of this session token?
The expiration for that 5 minute only, the session token, and health ID token is 10.
Sorry, come again. How many minutes?
Only 5 minutes.
600 seconds is 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
6 5 is 30. That is 300. Yeah.
This is
600 बोला तो 10
600. What
minutes
is
हो
the
गया.
600?
10 minutes.
Not 5 minutes, 10 minutes. ठीक है. Okay. And the refresh expires in 1800. Is it seconds or milliseconds? I clarify, bro.
100% seconds.
100% seconds. मतलब 10 मिनट वो expires in दूसरा वाला 6 3 सर 18.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. 30 minutes. समझ गया. Thank you.
I just need to know one thing, that while using the share profile API, I always get token number as null. So why is it coming only in sandbox, or it will work in live only?
Share profile means that?
While scanning QR from the facility, after calling
Pratikji, sorry to interrupt. That is not part of the
health ID.
Okay.
That is not part of our number. You are talking about scan and share, right?
Yes,
Where
yes,
we
yes, yes.
Scanning a QR code basis the app and then sharing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that token number, I'm addressing it here, but it is not part of our number. So as to not confuse anyone else on the call. Okay.
Yeah.
So that token number is shared by the HMIS, and it is based on the counter number or the patient registration number on the HMIS. So that HMIS has to share what is the similar to a Domino's token number, right? If you order at Domino's, you will get a token number like 142. And then
Yes.
when they call on 142, you have to go there. So similarly, at a hospital, if a patient is coming for registration, the HMIS will create a token number like 142, and the patient has to come to the registration counter when their token number is called. So if you are getting
sorry to interrupt.
HMIS has not passed the token number.
Oh, okay. So you are saying that if they had not passed the token number, that's why I'm getting null. But in production,
Yes.
it will always come as a token number. Any number that can be generated from the HAP gateway.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Let's close this section now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sai, thank you, Sai. And Aditya, Sai, can you please unshare your screen?
Okay, ma'am.
Hello.
Thank you all.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you share the latest Postman link?
Yes, we will, as mentioned earlier, we will be uploading it on the Sandbox under Sandbox documentation. There is a menu, Postman collection. So we will be uploading in that same link. Currently, you do have a Postman collection, but that is not updated. So by end of the day today, hopefully we will be submitting.
Can you please share that link where you will
Yes,
get
we
the
will.
link?
Yes, we will. We will share a notification via email the same way how we we send the notification for this workshop. We will share. Now we're going to
Many
share the
thanks.
screen. Now we can start with the next part of the session, which is
Hello.
the sandbox overview,
Hello.
right?
So Meenakshi, shall you drop the call, Sai and
Yes,
me?
yes, please. You can drop the call.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yes, please.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. So we starting with the sandbox overview. Binay, I would like to call upon Binay. Binay, all yours, please.
Hello everyone, I am Dinesh Singh, project coordinator for AVDM NHA. As already our time is running out, so without wasting of our time, I would like to, we will discuss over integration process and mainly about exit process, because already all of you have already registered for Sandbox. So please go to slide 7. Yeah, we were supposed to discuss this agenda in Sandbox overview, but we will cover in this right now as in Sandbox integration process and building blocks, and then after we will cover Sandbox exit process. So please slide number 7. No, next. Yeah. See, all of you have already applied for Sandbox. So I would like to explain a brief about send request, and then after we get access. After getting approval from our STC member, STC is mainly a Healthtech committee. It is a member of it is a member of 3 people. They are from one member is from Ministry of Information, Electronics and Information Technology. Second one is from Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and third one is from NHA itself. So after reviewing any application from STC members, they provide approval for the application of any integrators who want to integrate with ABDM environment. After getting approval from STC members, any integrator get access, they get client ID and secrets, and then after they integrate with Sandbox APIs. After completion of integration process, means any integrator if complete their any milestone like M1, M2 or M3, or they complete all 3 milestones, they need to get through functional testing certification and VASA. VASA is Web Access Security Assessment. Uh, After getting this FT and VASA, schedule a STC demo in which whatever any organization has developed their application, they need to show in that schedule STC demo to our STC members. And after getting approval and clearance from our STC members, integrator become go live, and they get production key from our Sandbox environment from AVDM NHA. So next slide. This is the homepage, as all of you have already maybe aware about this. In documentation sections, we can go through, we can get all the detail about APIs and how to integrate in different milestones like M1, M2, M3. Apart from this, we can also apply for UHI and SCX. These two portions are very new for Sandbox, and they have recently added to our Sandbox. In FAQs, we can go through the frequent asked question, the basic frequent asked question, along with the technical, a few technical questions are also in FAQs for all different milestones, M1, M2, M3. In our partners page, all integrators who have integrated TZ8 with AM, we just showcase their detail in our partners page. In similarly, in resource we have code snippets and other newsletter, and whatever any details, if AVDM webinars, AVDM have any details, we show in resources. Next page. This is the AVDM Sandbox request form. In this form, our integrator provide all details about their organization or their individuality. On the basis of this form only, our STC member approve or reject their application. Mainly, we look out for the intent of any entity, that why they want to integrate with AVDM. On the basis of that, their application get approval or rejection. Next. Yeah, this is the main slide, I think, which we will like to discuss here, because already all of you have just go through all that details which I have explained right now. In exit process, see, many of our integrator have applied exit process at present, while they have not completed their any milestone integration still yet. So first of all, you need to apply for integration in Sandbox, and after getting approval and get access of Sandbox, you need to complete your integration process of different milestones, the M1, M2, M3. And after completion of milestone, you need to get functional testing and VASA. After completion of FT and VASA, you need to apply exit application form. Then only after you need to apply exit application form. Once you apply for exit application form, we assume that you have just clear all these steps, and then after we schedule for STC demo. Next.
Is that
This is the,
VASA paid stuff?
yeah,
Is that
yeah,
VASA certification a paid stuff? What's the cost?
yeah. See, for VASA, there are a few certain empanel agencies which details has been given in STQC website and in our documentation section also, in exit and integration section also it has given. There are around 90 or 95 empanel agencies, which are certain empanel. From that agencies, you need to get VASA certification for your application, and after getting clearance from them, uh, uh, we consider for your STC. And
So
for
you mean
FP, yeah.
to just make it short, if I have a mobile application, okay, for a patient, for my hospital for time, suppose, and I run more than 50 hospitals across Maharashtra. So if I want to have this APIs integrated so that I can create health IDs and fetch records and put records for my central government of our citizens. So for that, I need to use for Sandbox APIs, then test it out, then submit the whole application to that WABA entity, authorizing entity or approving entity, and pay a particular amount to them, then get the certificate and then provide it to you. And after that, I'll be getting the production keys, client secret, right?
That is right, but there's one point I would like to correct. There is no data that the NHA keeps, right? NHA never, AVDM is based on federated architecture. So the data resides as source. So there's no data sharing happening here, right?
No. It's all about helping the government of India or our India making a unified platform, right? And we are the software firms that run multiple healthcare stuffs. Okay, as I said, I have more than 50 hospitals across Maharashtra running individually by my single firm. So I might be having minimum 5 lakh patients, right? Minimum. So if I'm willing to make this 5 lakh patients and increase the count of health IDs, okay. So for that stuff, this is a good social work that we are doing, right? So why we need to pay so much 80,000 rupees to that person to get it certified? Even
that is because
Indian,
that is because you are making changes to your software, right? And by integrating with AVDM, you are coming on AVDM platform, and wherein not just you, there are many similar or even bigger providers on the same platform, to ensure that there's data privacy and all the standards are being maintained. Your website is safe. There is no vulnerabilities that are that is there on the website, or which you are going to host, or the application that you are going to host. Hence it is mandatory to have this VASA done. Even this VASA is not just requirement for AVDM, especially requirement anywhere. If you your client, if you sell them, they always, as a security concern, everyone will ask for a security audit certificate. So it's the same thing what AVDM is also asking for.
Honestly speaking, ma'am, this is India, right? So I don't know about at least Maharashtra. There are many people who are not using software. They are today also they are preferring handwritten prescription. And we as a software developers, we as a software providers for these doctors to make the prescription paperless, go digital, discharge cards, and many stuff out of there. And
That
if
is
we
very
ask them,
true. That is
yeah,
very true, and we are working. Yeah,
no,
we are
let
working
me
toward.
complete that.
Yes,
This
please.
there are
Can we
major,
continue on our point?
there are more than 200 people over there. Might be I have talked, I have had a discussion with many people with my fraternity or kind of community. So if we are not getting a single penny out of it, okay, we as a software developers, We are the software
Prasad ji,
companies.
Prasad ji,
Please
if I
come
want
on
to
the
interrupt,
point.
So it's
Prasad
just
ji, the
an
point
extra
is this.
entity that we need to share with our government of India, so that all data will be on the same platform, and that's it. So that's a social activity that is going on
Yeah,
from
you,
our
so
end
you
also.
please,
Prasad,
It's a
sorry to
policy
interrupt.
please
decision,
come on the
Prasad ji. I
point.
don't think we can discuss it on this platform. Thank you.
Thank
Let
you
Oh,
us
is
so
stop
it?
much.
discussing the sandbox issue. Let's move on. Time is getting over. पहले ये खत्म करते, उसके बाद policy decision बाद में discuss करते हैं. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you. Yeah, please proceed, Binay.
Yeah. After completion of FT and VASA, integrators need to apply for exit application in Sandbox and submit all required documents there. As of now, many of integrators apply for exit application, but they don't submit their required documents. There are mainly 4 types of documents which need to be submitted. That is, one is supporting document in which you can submit your GST or PAN related details. Another one is functional testing report. Third one is VASA report, and fourth one is check to host report. VASA and check to host report you will get from that agency from where you will you completing your VASA testing. Then after we schedule STP demo for requested application. STP member take a session of developed application and they check it whether it has developed as per ABDM guidelines compliance or not. After getting approval from STC member, integrators get production key and required role like HIU or HIP from ABDM to go live in production environment. Next.
Hello, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask how to apply for STC demo.
See, all of you have maybe spoke for NHA or him. If you have no any contact person for NHA in NHA, then you can send email request to integration.support@nhA.gov.in and we will align that one.
Is this Hardik? Yeah. So, Hardik, just one more query, one more adding to what Binay had said. So you can write to integration.support for HTC demo, but please be sure to have it to have your functional testing report and your VASA ready. That would save some time for you to for us also and for you as well to schedule the HTC demo, because HTC demo is not scheduled unless and until these 2 certifications are available and uploaded on the exit form which Binay is going through. Yes, Binay, may please proceed.
Yeah. Next. Okay. Oh. We have also dev forum that is it is an open discussion forum over which you can share any technical queries related to integration. As it is an open forum, so anyone can reply our queries, that is any of integrator or AVDM technical team. After posting of queries in AVDM dev forum, you may share the link to your relationship manager or to whom you contact in AVDM NHA. For any further assistance about integration and AVDM process, you may also refer to webinars video, which are posted in Sandbox website as well as in our AVDM website. So the session has completed. If now anyone have any question mainly related to Sandbox integration or exit process, then please ask.
Just adding to what Binay had said, their forum availability for raising all the concerns and issue. Parallelly, you can also raise all your concerns on a grievance portal. So if you go on avdm.gov.in, you would in the menu items in the topmost layer, you can find there's a link for grievance. So you can go there and you can raise your grievance there also. Alternatively, you can also give a call to the call center number, which is also flashed in the ABDM website, which is 14477. So all your queries would definitely be registered and be sure of to be replied within the given SLA time, please. Yes, thank you. Yes,
Madam
Binay.
ji, एक छोटा सा request है. Is it possible for you to just show the website and show where we have to go right now? Because explaining this to my juniors is going to be a problem.
Yes, I'm going to do that. Can you just give me a second so that I can share my screen?
Ji, Madam ji, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have two more questions. What if my application is rejected in HTC demo? Then what should I do? And second, how many times I can apply for HTC demo?
See, if your STC demo is rejected from our STC member, then you need to implement all that details which we have lagged in that STC demo after completion of upgradation of your application. Then we reschedule STC demo in coming days again. And what was your next question? Another question?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm Mehul from Tinder Health. I have a question related, one question related Vasa. We need to assess our application every year, means we need to get a certificate from every year.
See, this is for 3 years initially, and once after expiry, once your this timeline expired, or if you update anything in your application, then you need to get Vasa again.
Okay. Or another question, for HTC demo, we need to provide demo on our production, or we need to create a same environment like production.
No, only you need to give demo about your product which you have developed.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, this is Bhavna from Bangalore. So I have a query, like if I'm submitting the application for the sandbox, then only I'll be able to getting the SPX ID, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long will it take for an application to be like validated and I'll be getting the IDs?
Yeah. See, already I have explained that we have 3 SCC members from 3 different organizations. And so after getting approval from our SCC members, as soon as you will get an automated email in which you will receive this sandbox client and secret.
Your voice is not clear.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, but sometimes it's very low.
Because I have applied this application a week ago, I did not hear anything from your end. That's why.
Maybe it would be under evaluation from our SCC members.
Yeah, it shows the status as under it is evaluation.
Yeah. Once it will get complete from our SCC members and admin, then it will proceed for further either for approval or.
Energy, just a small clarification. From the time of application, should we have a thumb rule as a minimum 15-day wait? Because we'll have to plan
it's not like that. It's not like that.
GG. Okay, it's like depends on your case list.
Exactly.
GG. Thank you. Because we just wanted to plan our operations accordingly. इसीलिए पूछ रहा था. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a query. I mean, for this certification, do we need to go milestone wise, or can we get the certification for, say, all the 3 milestones at a go?
It's up to you. If you have completed your M1 and then after you want to go live, then you can proceed for certification, and then after you can schedule your SCC demo, and your M1 will be go live. After completion of M2 and M3, you need to again complete your certification of SC and Vasa, and after SCC demo you will go live. Or you can do in one way completion of M1, M2, M3, then do certification, and after SCC demo you will go live. So it's totally up to you.
Your voice is a bit feeble, but do you mean
what
to
he's
say
trying
to
to
us?
say, ma'am, Bhavna ji, what Binay is trying to say is that it totally depends on your business requirement. If you want, you can go at a single shot. If you want, you can go after each milestone. Like
okay, ma'am.
So
Actually, we
for every time we go to a Vasa certification, do we need to pay 80,000? So how will it be differentiated? Like this is a basic one, first time 80,000, and post on, if we make any changes, should we make a payment of 80,000 as we make changes and move on, or like how does it work?
I sincerely suggest in the FAQ section, I will just show you here. All these questions are replied in FAQ section for VASA, right? When is VASA required? How much is VASA required? When do I do not need VASA? So please go through that. But having said that, if you have got your application certified for, say, for example, M1, after M1, you have got your VASA done. So when you come for M2 or M3 or together, the these certain agencies, they look for only for the part in your application which implies for coding for M2 and M3, not the entire application. So but we sincerely recommend you to go through the FAQ section. But still, if you face any concerns or any clarifications are required, do write to us. We will reply immediately.
Yeah, that's what I am intended to, because the question that I was asking was not the answer. That's the reason that I'm asking you, because
Sure.
see, M2, M3, when you try to put it, do we have to pay another 80,000? Is that what my question is?
No, I'm not sure how much you have to pay, sir. You would have to connect with your agency. What is being covered for VASA testing or security audit. But it would not be covering the entire application. It would be just for the code which would have been done for M2 and M3. But you would have to connect with your agencies. Different agencies, they charge different. I'm not sure. So request you to please connect with them.
Basically, ma'am, the logic behind asking this question is everything has to be factored into our budgets.
I understand.
And it has to be justified accordingly. So uske vaste we are asking these clarifications. Otherwise, it's awesome. Thank you.
Understand, sir. Understand very
Ma'am,
much.
I have a question regarding the M1 milestone. Actually, M1 contains two things. One is creating the ABA ID. Second one is sharing the profile to HIP user. So is it mandatory to integrate the share part also, or only creating the ABA ID and showing the profile is enough for M1?
So for M1, you need to have ABHA creation must be there, and you must also have ABHA verification. Right?
Okay, so
that is when the
that is
patient
only
is sharing.
required.
Yes.
So, but the patient sharing is also required. Like, patient should have a QR scanner that can scan and generate a token.
See, the token scan and share is not part of M1. However, the patient will already be having his or her ABHA card, and even on the PHR app, which the patient would be even if the PHR app is not installed on the patient's device, they would have a simple Google Lens or a scanner through which they can scan the QR code, and that's not a part of M1.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Meenakshi Saga here.
I have a question.
Meenakshi, is there any constraint to have the server like a location specific? Can we deploy or have an application on a AWS US region? It will work, or maybe will we get a response, or will not get a response through API?
You can have your application hosted on any server. It should not matter as long as it is in India. And for some case-to-case basis, whitelisting is also done for servers which are based out of India. But that's on a case-to-base basis, on depending on the approval from NHA leadership.
So the contact person for that would be again the same email ID that you have sent?
Yes, please. Email ID, or just raise it on Grievance portal, or reach out to your RM.
Thank you, ma'am. I had the same question. Thank you. Proceed.
Okay, ma'am. I have a question regarding functional testing. There are these test cases which are available milestone wise M1, M2, M3. Does this mean that we need to meet all these test cases for the certification?
Yes, ma'am. You need to abide by all the test scenarios which are mentioned in the test cases.
But
that is what will be.
In M1, the creation is mentioned as optional. So if creation of health
no,
ID,
ma'am, creation is not mentioned optional. Creation with modal window, etc. There are different scenarios there, wherein but creation is not an optional in creation. Like, for example, through modal window, that would be not be mandatory. Similarly, there would be ways wherein you can get your ABHA. So one of the ways would be mandatory.
Okay, got it. This is big help. And about the security audit, from where do we get the checklist? Like functional testing, this checklist is available. What about the security audits?
The security agencies, they are certain certified, they are empaneled, and there are certain agencies, right? The STQC has already. So I think they have set of vulnerabilities which they go through. So if you speak to them, you will get them in detail. But I'm not sure if it's right for me to speak here. But I think there are 10 or 12 basic vulnerabilities which are definitely looked at.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Ma'am, on the ABBA website, we have seen few third-party companies like EkaCare, Doc Prime, etc. Their logos are specified there. So, is there any specific reason that why they are there to publish, or I mean, we also are integrated. We also want our application to be put there.
So see, when I had earlier mentioned on Sandbox, there's something called our partners page that is also
Yes.
there in the partners page and on ABDM website. So this partner
Yes.
page lists down all the entities, all the HMIS, LMIS, which have already integrated for M1, M2, M3, right? So
Right.
if you integrate you would also, your entity would also be reflecting here. Coming to that,
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about that deep link URL which opens a page. It demonstrates that
Oh,
you can
okay,
open your
okay.
page application with data and
Understand,
other applications.
understand.
Yes.
That's not a part of M1. However, I would take this query. So you have to successfully integrate as a PHR application, and you have to get
Okay.
certified for PHR application, and then your application would also be reflected in one of those
Oh,
PHR
okay.
application.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Ma'am, I have a question. Myself, Simajit from Axis Solutions. So, we would request you to give some documentation regarding the health locker that is not available on the website.
Okay, point taken, well taken. We do agree it's not there. Can you just write in or put in a grievance, please, in the grievance portal. Grievance portal is here. If you go on ABDM website, so there in the menus, there's something called support. So under support, you have grievance IT ticket. So you can raise your concern, and contact us. We'll have the number, the contact center number, so you can reach out to them also. And sometimes we also have a lot of new publications, which and new, media related, or even some new webinars, etc., are also uploaded under various categories here under about. So you would like to go through that also
I've
anytime.
sent
Yeah.
an email to Priyank. I will put up the query in grievance also. We would request you to please, resolve the questions that we have as soon as.
मैडम जी एक सजेशन है अपनी तरफ से in terms of all the questions that are being raised. In most of these platforms, they have something like a blog forum or as a chat forum or something like that, in which
Yes.
all questions are raised, and those who are already implementing will be able to share their knowledge and their gyan. I humbly request if you could propose to the designers of our website and the higher ups if we could have a similar portal available as a sub-concept of the website, wherein most of the questions that are being asked by our general members may have already been addressed by other team members. So that would become a wonderful interactive platform wherein a lot of learning experience could be there. This is just a
Yeah,
suggestion.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you, madam.
So, sir, can I have a good name, please?
जी मेरा नाम अरविंद है.
Thank you, Arvindji. You have been contributing a lot in this webinar in other prospects also. Thank you so much. But yes, we do have, coming back to your question, we do have an open forum which Binay had mentioned, which is Dev Forum. So I'm not sure if you had seen that. So I'm just going to quickly,
I missed out.
yeah.
मेरी गलती. My bad.
No problem. So in the sandbox, you have something called discussion forum. So this was meant for the same purpose, wherein the already integrated partners would contribute and would share their knowledge, that challenges faced, and would be helping the other partners. So this is the dev forum there, but I'm not sure if it is being very correctly used by already live partners.
जी.
But yes, this is the same purpose which we have
So
this
like
forum.
yeah, what I can see in this dev forum is only the authorized persons can reply, or or everyone can reply in this?
No, anyone can reply. You can log in and you can request for your credentials. You can reply, you can request for your credentials. Your credentials would be given to you and you can proceed for replying. And by the way, anyone can reply. There's no
Yeah,
restriction.
like most of the questions I see like left unanswered. Like
Yes,
whenever
I
we get,
understand. Yes, I
whenever we get
understand that
query,
part.
we'll go to the dev forum and the question will be there, but answer won't be there. It will be,
Sarji,
it
that
is
is the
unanswered.
case everywhere, Ravindra-ji. That's the problem we face everywhere. In most forums, questions are raised, but answers are tough. So I don't think this is an exception, but I agree with you. A little more interaction, a little more response would be wonderful. That's all. Thank you.
Yes, we will try our best. We are trying, but we also need support from all the participants who are here and even the participants who are not there. So it's a collaboration, right? So
Ji, ma'am. Ji,
Yeah.
totally get
And
it.
yes, and one more question from my side is, suppose for example, my solution, I'll be getting certified with all the milestones, but my solution will be using maybe by around like 10 customers, like 10 hospitals. All these 10 hospitals has to get certified, or how is it?
no, it's just your so you will be, your HMIS would be having the certification. So you will be the HRP for these 10 hospitals, right? So all you have to do is that, or all these facilities will have to do that. They would have to register on HFR, that is health facility repository. They would have to register on their on this HFR, and then they would be linking their HMIS or their HRP from this facility. It's just the 2 minutes steps which is
But
given
like
there.
for every interaction, like there should be say HIP ID or HIU ID, right? If it is common for all these hospitals, then there will be a conflict of data sharing, right?
No, it's not common. It depends on the facility ID. So you would have to register your services for every facility, right? So if you would have seen that sessions, how to start with APIs, in that registering your services, you do register the services, and your facility ID and HIP ID would be completely different.
Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you.
HRP role is by default provided to a sandbox user, or it's need to be requested once the application is
No,
approved?
you don't need to be requested. When you file an application, you do mention your intent very clearly. So if you mention that I am a provider and I intend to become an HIP and HIU, so all the roles would be provided by default. But sometimes we do restrict the roles, and we give upon the roles only upon request.
It seems the case with us. So how I can check whether I am provided the role or not?
So there is I'm going to share my screen again then quickly.
Please.
Okay. Yeah. So what you do is you just go to there's a link, on the Swagger. I'm not sure. It's a dev services, right? So there is something called get services. So this will give all the services that you are registered with, right? So in case there's any services you are not registered with, do write to us. And sometimes, like for example, if health ID role is not assigned to you, right? So in that case, you will get unauthorized error whenever you try to consume your APIs. So you can write that error to us, and we can always, share the roles to you. Similarly, if you will need ID role in order to build your HIP, that is start with your M2. So in case you do not have that, write to us. You will receive unauthorized, for all the APIs. We would
Thanks,
share
ma'am.
it.
I think it will resolve our problem.
Yes,
Thank you.
please. Yes, please.
So, excuse me, ma'am. Actually, this is
Yeah, someone has very correctly pointed. Thank you so much, Abhishek ji. I missed out this JWT. I just you can using this JW. We use this very often, JWTIO. So you can see this role, the roles, whatever the roles you have been assigned, your client ID would be there, your secret would be there, everything would come up there. So thank you so much, Abhishek. Please look at the chat. Abhishek Patel has shared this.
Quick question: when you said that the ABDM will not be storing any information, what about the fact that I have an ABDM address and the visits against that address will have to have a log or an index, right? Where will those logs or indexes be stored?
So only the ABDM address, what I had told was that this is a federated architecture and ABDM does not store any health records, right? But I think in the first session, if you would have been present there, so in that Priyank would have gone through that, mentioning that ABHA is being built as a digital public goods for as a in the technical stack, which can be used by the health providers and software creating agencies, etc. So these ABHA number would definitely be stored, and the ABHA addresses would also be stored in what we have is the HICM. That is how we link that when we send the notifications. How do you identify a patient? So it would be through ABHA address, which would be, we would have a repository for that in HICM.
And also the visits against that given address, right? Because you'll have to have a log saying that, okay, the person visited this clinic at this particular date, that clinic at this particular date, and that would have to be against the ABDM address, right? If I'm using ABDM address.
Yes, you are using ABDM address, so facility ID would be there. Yes, generally, if the patient visited, so we also send a notification, right, saying in case the patient does not have ABHA address. So yes, facility ID would also be maintained, and
the date, because
yes,
I could take multiple visits again given against a group facility.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Thank you.
One question from my side. I have registered my entity earlier this year in January or February, but right now I am getting unauthorized for the client secret and client ID. So do I need to register again, or what will be the...
I'm not sure, ma'am, if you can send in your details, your entity name, your sandbox ID, and the screenshot of what API you're trying, what is the error, what you're facing, then only we can share, we can give you a resolution.
So shall I mail this to integration at the support?
Yes, please, you can do that, or you can also raise a grievance if you want.
Do both, madam. Himanshi ji, dono kar dijiye. Everybody will be in the same.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Madam, I have a question.
Just a update. Thank you for saying that. But integration.support, generally the response is prompt. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Madam,
Just was looking forward to that.
Madam, I have a question. So regarding, let's say we have a HMI system and there are close to, this question is regarding to HFR. There are close to, let's say 500 hospitals that are managed by, let's say, Department of Health for a state, right? So those 500 hospitals, I mean, those are government hospitals, by the way. So those 500 hospitals, I mean, they had to register on HFR. And they have to let us know whether they are HIU and HIP or not. So to be able to, incorporate it into this ABDM operations, right?
Correct. But though this query is not related to M1 and it's not related to Sandbox, but I would answer this. So yes, they would have to register an HFR, and they would be needing both the roles, HIU as well as HIP, because they would be generating the records and they would also require to exchange the health data records. So their HRP or the HMI is what they are using. They can do this on their behalf. Does that answer your question?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think thank you so much for your participation. We would like to close this workshop here. Would also like to point out that we are having a detailed workshop on M2 and M3. We wanted to have it today, but it would require a little more time. So we are planning to have this tentative date. We have fixed it for 2nd of December. So that would be about 6 to 7 hour session, wherein we would give you a detailed walkthrough of all the APIs which are used in M2 and M3. More than that, we would also let you know how to use the FHIR bundles, the HI types which would be there, how to have your health record in FHIR bundle format, how to encrypt the data, because you will have to encrypt the data, and data sharing happens only after encryption, right? So how to encrypt the data, what challenges generally being faced when doing M2 and M3, and a lot of other discussions with regards to totally on M2 and M3 only. So I suggest please do join, even if you are not doing M2 and M3 right away. And I request you to not raise questions on M1 during that workshop, because that's a very critical workshop, M2 and M3, especially with the encryption part. So we look forward to your participation, and for suggestions and resolving of queries on another, please participate freely on their forum and help other partners also come up at pace and integrate and be a part of ABDM platform. With that, I would like to thank all the participants for the time. It was a wonderful, hope it was a wonderful session, and it was of great help to you. If there is any feedback or any recommendations, please do write at integration.support. We would be thankful to you, and we would be sending notifications to you once the postman collect, the modified postman collection and the recorded session is uploaded on the website. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Have
ma'am.
a
Can
great
we
day.
have,
Thank
can
you.
we have
Ma'am,
this as,
I have
can
a
we,
question.
madam, can we have this as a regular sessions, like going forward, until like we can get to know the challenges and you can handhold us everything, so on and so forth. Can we get this as a regular session, like once in a month or something like that?
Yes, sir, we do have open house session. We try to, and we will ensure. Now this workshop would be there, so recording would be available, you know, whenever, as and when required. You can have you can go and visit and have the workshop, you know, recording, see the recording. But yes, open house sessions we will have, wherein we would be taking the questions and trying to resolve with the integrating partners. Yes, thank you so much. We will take the suggestion.
Ma'am, I have a question on M1 integration. As a M1 compliant health facility, is it necessary to have the health ID creation forms and API flows built into our own software? Why can't we direct the walking in patients to NHA app or NHA website to get their health ID created?
So yes, you have an option of, if you look at the test cases, there is something called model window creation, right? So from your application, you can do a you can direct the patient to health ID portal, and the patient can always do or create edit their profile, do anything they feel like, right? But we have received feedback that's not a good user experience, because the patient will not come back from the health ID portal to your automatically to your application. The patient would have to then manually type in your app or go to your application, right? So you can do that. That option is always available. Yeah.
Okay.
I have a question, ma'am, regarding PNG card. So my question is, how can we show this PNG card in our HTML page?
So I'm not sure. That's a technical question. I am not sure with regards to PNG card how that would be done. But yes, I had seen your query earlier also, and I've already forwarded to the technical team, that is Suraj and Aditya, so they would take it up. But generally, as far as I'm aware, this PNG card API is very simple, and the response itself, I get the card. I'm not sure what problem you are facing, but having said that, I have already shared this with with Aditya and Sai, and I'm sure they will revert to you in some time. Can I have your entity name which you represent, please, ma'am?
How's you?
Pardon?
How's you?
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Point taken. So I'm going to stop the now, and we are going to end this session now. Thank you so much for your participation.